Hi, this is period 7. Last day that this class meets.
Miss you.
So, as far as tomorrow goes, to walk you through a thing, some classes know this, some classes don't, but I can just give you a quick heads up. Field day tomorrow, you go to first period for about 5 minutes so we can take attendance, and in some classes you're going to need to change into whatever it is your theme is for the field day thing, and then you'll spend from 9 to 11 doing field day. As of right now, we are hoping it's outside, but there is a chance rain is coming. If rain does come tomorrow, we still have field day. No matter what, you get to get out of class and you're going to have the 2 hours. It just means that it's possible that the field day will be inside running around different places as opposed to outside running around different places. But no matter what, you still get all the good stuff, to my knowledge, unless things change. But they've already paid for it, so I'm assuming you're going to get paid. At 11 o'clock, you go back to first period for a half hour. Then you're going to go to fourth period, like you would do every time the fourth period. And then fourth period is normal length. And then you're going to go back second, third, fifth for a half hour each. And then fifth period tomorrow is your last official class period. You go to sixth period for about 3 minutes so we can take attendance. And then they're going to dismiss you from sixth period. And you're going to go down to the Aux Gym where all of the heroes are. And you'll meet me down there again, and Butz and Melling, and we have our end of the school year Heroes Award thing. And that's a little less than an hour because it starts about 3:10, goes until 4. Not every hero gets an award. It's not the everybody's a good kid thing. It is those of you who are students of the month, we get to embarrass you again. And then we also, Then we also do, we have a hero of the year, and we also have a character award winner. And then Butz, Melling, and I each chose 2 kids as a student of the year, and we give like a little speech about you at the beginning or at the end of it. And then we hand out those.
got that.
Then
I think I got that.
the last, hopefully 10 minutes or so, I try to give you guys time to take pictures with friends and run around and hug because some of you guys have emotions. Otherwise, you guys just sort of sit there for about 10 minutes and yap, and then bell rings and you're gone, and we're done. So there you go.
This school year was tragic, hard, atrocious. It was hard. Oh no!
I sent out the link for all of the pictures on last Friday. So, if you only had Student Square on your iPad, you can still get it on a phone. You can still talk to parents. Worst case scenario, if you want access to the pictures, send me an email and I will send you the pictures that way. But just wanted to let you know that I did send them out, and so they're out there if kids want them.
Wait, where's Orv?
Right there.
I'll have one.
Nick, why are you touching my hair? Nick, why are you touching my hair?
So, final conversation I have with you. This is the one that I call Brovitalk. Before that one, I did go back and find pictures of me as kid. So, this was a story I did not get a chance to get to with you guys this year. Just ran out, didn't have time. But this is 7th grade me and 8th grade me. And then that is my best friend, Eric Brown, who's now a teacher over at HSE Junior High. His younger brother is the 8th grade science teacher, so I've known that Mr. Brown since he was a kid. This is his older brother. Then this is Mike and Mark. They were my best friends in junior high that I hung out with all the time. But they're the ones that in high school went different directions because they had older sisters that were on the popular kid group and they got invited to them and I couldn't go because I got arrested. And they ended up going to the popular kid parties and they went the popular route and I went the kid who got arrested route. So that was for me, best friends, and then didn't really see them out throughout high school. And then that was the girl I had a crush on in junior high. I figured I would just put it up there to give you a chance to laugh at me.
Wait, is that the girl where you were
Different girl. I've had a crush on more than one girl in my life.
Okay. You used to be one girl in 7th grade.
Apparently from that angle, yeah. And my hair's always been about the same, but depending on the lighting. So, There you go. Oh, and the reason that ties is that in my junior high, if you were on the football team, you had to wear a tie for the school picture. So that way when you went through the yearbook, you could tell which kids played football. I did not play in 7th grade. Alright. So up there, I just put quotes behind me. It's just a way to help me out as I go through. Today is different than last week. One, I have notes to help me out as I go through. Last week, I didn't need notes. There were things that happened to me. Today, I need notes to help keep me focused. Plus, I have like an hour and a half worth of information that I only get to do a half hour of talking with you, which is why I record for each class, because what I tell you is going to be different than I tell other classes and stuff like that. So if you see me pausing and looking down, it's because I'm trying to figure out what to get to and what to skip and stuff like that. Hi, Venti. Sure, but you chose to sit there. So with stories, or with all of this, when I told you that Lindsay got me to talk to my class and tell them the story at the end of the year that sort of changed everything, today's talk was the talk I did. I told them about me getting arrested, but it was my worry about them, and I had sort of today's talk, and that was sort of the big thing that went into it. With today, it's not going to impact all of you. Today's conversation, one, there's parts of it that I hope impact all of you, but a lot of it won't. For some of what I talk about today, it's just going to be a conversation that just doesn't have an impact for you as much, but it is going to have an impact on kids around you. The trick is, I don't know which kids this has an impact on. I used to think I did, and I used to think I could predict which kids needed to hear things, but I have learned over time that I don't know, because the kids who come and talk to me as 8th graders were ones that I did not predict. My goal, when I taught you guys this year, was I wanted to earn your trust as an adult and as a teacher. And so I run my classroom in a way that I think earns trust from you guys. And a lot of it is building up to today. And the conversation I want to have today, if you don't trust me as an adult or as a person to speak well with you, then it doesn't work. Hi, Nick.
Would you shut up? Yep, I know it.
About the what? Yeah. See Anthony in class? I can definitely tell you. And so, with all of that, I wanted to earn your trust. So throughout the year, the way I taught was my way of trying to earn your trust. How I ran my class, whether it be Simpson sheets, whether it be Struggle Town, whether it be standing in my class, whether it be calling you out for choices. Over the course of the year, I was hoping that you would trust me as a teacher. Last week was more of the same. The reason I told you guys stories last week was a couple different parts, but part of it was by me exposing my toughest parts of life, I was hoping to earn that trust again. Also, the other reason why I told you is that I want you guys to know and understand where I come from. I've learned over the years of talking to kids that a lot of times it's easy to assume that the version of somebody you see is how they always were. That when you see a teacher, that's always how that teacher was. And that's not true for me. That's not how my history has been. One, I've shown you the fact of me getting arrested and making poor choices, but that's not the extent of my issues. When I have kids come and sit in my room after school and talk to me, things I've shared would be like, one, my father, my birth father, abandoned me when I was 7 years old. Him and my mom got a divorce, and at the end of the divorce, he decided that it was best to not be involved in my life. And so my dad left. And he's still alive, lives out in New Jersey somewhere, but once, as far as I know, nothing to do with me. And so it's like, I know what it's like to grow up not knowing who your father is because of choices made. I've lived with divorce. My mom, after divorcing him, divorced my stepdad and then has been remarried. This is her third marriage, so I've been through divorce. I've been through alcoholism and drugs in my family. My grandparents were alcoholics for as long as I had known them as a kid. My mom's parents, to the point where I couldn't have friends over in the evening time because if my grandparents came by who lived down the street from us, they were oftentimes so drunk it was embarrassing. So I couldn't have friends at my house, and so I knew what alcoholism was like. I knew drug addiction and jail from my uncle. Their son, my mom's brother, who also lived near us, and so I saw what cocaine addiction and marijuana addiction, and I saw what being in and out of rehab and jail would do to a person. I have lived through abuse, luckily not from my parents, but from people in my family. I know hardship. I know what it's like to come from that background. I tell you that not because I want pity. I tell you that because I need you to know that I am the way I am today, not because I lived a perfect life, but in spite of what happened to me. I need you guys to know that you are going to have dark things that happen in your life. You are going to have sadness. You are going to have trauma, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it be divorce in the family, drugs, alcohol. There's family. There is trauma that is going to happen. It's how you handle that trauma. Do you let it destroy you, or do you let it make you stronger? That's why I gave you my story. I could have let it destroy me. It destroyed a lot of people in my family, but I chose to rise above it. And that's what I want for you guys, is I want you guys to be able to rise above it. So when I talk today, that's my goal. I've realized over the years, and this year, I have a lot of students this year who have struggling home lives. When I keep telling you guys that I'm old but not deaf, it's because I hear conversations in my classes. I listen when you guys talk. I listen when you guys talk in the hallways. I listen when kids sit in my room and talk to me after school. I listen. And I've heard more than I thought I would know about my students and their home lives and what goes on. And I know I have kids this year that struggle. And sometimes I don't think you guys realize when you struggle. I think sometimes you guys struggle and you think it's just normal. That you guys struggle and you think this is what everybody goes through. Because it's easy to assume whatever your childhood has been, whatever your life has been, that's what everyone's life is. Because that's how I was. Up until 7th grade for me, I assumed every kid had the same life as me. That every kid came from a home where you don't know your dad and that your parents have been divorced, that you have alcoholism and drug use in the family, and that you would have these things. And it wasn't until 7th into 8th grade that talking to friends, and I realized my friends didn't have the same home life as me. That my friends had different backgrounds, which shaped them. And I think some of you guys are getting to that point in life where you're starting to realize that your friends don't have the same lives that you do. That kids at your school don't have the same lives that you do. And so I put this into 2 categories today. For you guys listening, some of you have good home lives. Some of you have 2 parents at home who love you and tell you they love you, who hug you, who are involved in your homework, who are involved in your sports, who are involved in the extra things you do, who play video games with you, who interact with you. And you have this home life that maybe my speech today doesn't make as much sense to you. What I need you to understand is that there are kids who sit next to you who don't have that. There are kids who sit next to you in classes who don't have that home life. That I have kids who sit in my room after school and cry because they don't want summertime to happen, because they don't look forward to it, because summertime is not a happy time for them, because summertime means spending time at home with parents who are abusive, with siblings who are mean, meaning they cannot be with their friends. And that's rough for somebody to not look forward to summertime as a kid. And you want to know why sometimes kids bully others, why kids are mean to each other, why kids lash out at each other. Think about any time you've ever been jealous of anybody something else has had. been jealous of a kid's house, been jealous of a pool they have in their backyard, clothes they wear, car their parents drive, video games that they have, whatever it is, think about that jealousy you've had. And there's a little bit of anger that goes with it, that this person has a thing that you don't. And now understand that there are kids who sit in the class next to you, who their jealousy is about your home life and the fact that you have a happy home and they don't. That you get to go home to parents that love you and they don't. That you get to have a home life that makes you happy and they don't. And they're jealous of you. They're jealous of what you get to live. They're jealous of the home life that you get to have. And when you're 12 and 13 years old, that's more than most kids should have to handle. That's more than most kids should deal with. So they lash out. Kids are angry, and kids are mean, and kids are bullies. Not because they want to be, not because they think it's the right thing to do, but it's because they don't know how to handle the pain they're in. And this is the only way they know how to handle that pain, is by lashing out. And sometimes that's you guys. I've seen you guys lash out. I've seen you guys be mean to other people. I've taught long enough to know that meanness does not just suddenly appear. Bullying does not suddenly appear. It comes from somewhere. It comes from kids learning it from a location. One of the toughest things I can ever ask you guys to do is forgive people who are mean to you. It's how I try to run my class. When you guys see kids act up in my room, when you see kids go to Struggle Town or get put in the hallway or have to do a Simpson sheet, when you see kids that cuss in my room, make fun of other people, make whatever choice is in my room, I forgive them. I don't hold it against that kid. I don't perpetually be mean to that person. That's my choice. It's not just a thing that happens. It's because I choose to be nice and forgive a person. That's what I ask of you. Are you able to be strong enough to forgive the people that are mean to you? Are you strong enough to be nice to the people who are mean to you and rise above it? I also ask those of you who struggle, those of you who have that rough home life with those parents, to also forgive. But you have to forgive yourself, and you have to forgive parents, which is a lot tougher to do. It was a tough thing for me to realize as a kid, and again as a parent, that not every parent is good, that there are bad parents, that there are parents who are not good people, and there are parents who are abusive to their kids, and that abuse is not always physical. Sometimes abuse is mental, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's neglect, sometimes that abuse is just making a kid not feel good about themselves. And I know I have kids who struggle and suffer with that. And if that's you, are you able to rise above it? Are you able to be strong enough to not let that define you? To not let your trauma or your hardship define who you are as a person? It would have been easy for me to let my trauma and hardship define me, but I didn't. That's what I want from you guys, is to see you guys rise above that, and to see you guys not be defined by your hardship and your struggles and who you are. When I make you guys stand in my class, when I make you guys come to Struggle Town, anything along those lines, there's a reason behind it. And it's not to be mean to you. It's because I want to see you become the best version of you. I don't think the most important thing I do is teach English. I don't think teaching English is really all that important. I think my biggest job is watching you guys become better versions of you, watching you guys grow throughout the year. I really do enjoy being in the classroom. I enjoy being here with you. I've enjoyed watching you guys grow as people from the beginning of the year till now. And you guys really have. Like, this 7th period, you guys in this room, I have enjoyed. Like, this has been a good year for me. Don't get me wrong, you guys have driven me nuts at times, but you're a room full of 12 and 13-year-olds. You're gonna drive me nuts at times. But that doesn't make you bad people. That doesn't make you bad humans. It just makes you a kid. When I made you stand, when I make you go to Struggle Town, when I put you in the hallway, it wasn't because I didn't like you. It was the opposite. It's because I do like you. One of the scariest things that you should ever have to deal with is when you screw up in life, when you do something bad and an adult does not yell at you. That's the scary part. When you have an adult in your life who sees you do and misbehave and do something bad and they don't correct you, that's scary, because that means they have accepted you as that screw up. They have accepted you as that failure. When an adult stops reprimanding you, stops punishing you, is either because you're no longer making poor choices, or if you are making poor choices and they aren't stopping you, it's because they don't think you can do any better. That's scary. That's what I never wanted you guys to have in my room. I never wanted you to think I accepted you being a failure, that I accepted you being a mistake, or I accepted you being a screw up. It's why all the way until this last week, I would make you stand. I would still keep you in Struggle Town. I would still put you guys out there in the hallway, because that's how I feel, that I want you to become the best version of you. I don't want you to get to a point in your life where you screw up and no adult is telling you otherwise. And I've realized for some of my kids that I am the only adult that sometimes is trying to correct them. And that scares me, because I should not be the only adult in your life that is helping to correct you, that is trying to help guide you. And sometimes that is the impression that I get. I almost quit teaching 4 years ago. You saw my girls that come in on those Thursdays to talk to me. Sierra, who is one of the girls who comes in, and Lily. When Sierra was a 7th grader, she was in my 7th period class. And that is the current sophomores. That was the class that almost got me to quit teaching. Because I don't teach because I want you guys to learn English. I teach because I want you to become better people. I teach because I enjoy watching you guys become the better version of yourselves. And that year, I had never had a group of kids be as sexist, racist, angry, mean, and awful to each other as that group of kids. I think it was because of COVID and having that whole lockdown and how screwy teaching was for a while. But that year, that 7th grade class was rough. And the thing was, individually, they were good kids. They would talk to me after class and I would enjoy it. They would come and talk to me after school and they'd be good kids. But as a group, they were awful. They would yell racist things in the middle of class. They would be sexist to each other. And it was just mean. And that was what made me want to stop teaching. Because I realized if I was not having a positive impact, if I was not making the world a better place, I had no reason to be in the classroom. I want to stop teaching when I am no longer making a positive impression on the kids. When I no longer feel like I should be in the room. And I told them that. And I had that conversation with them. And said that I am thinking about leaving after this year because I don't think my role is in the classroom anymore. And they talked me out of it. They were the ones who said to give it another year and that they apologized and whatnot. And I was like, all right, I'll give it one more year. And if the next year's group of kids are like this, then I have realized that teaching has moved on without me. Luckily it wasn't, and it got better. And the year after that got better. And then the year after that is you guys. And here's where I have worries with you guys. I was trying to figure out this past week what conversation I wanted to have with you guys, because I think conversations I've had in the past don't always work as well, because I don't think you guys have the same struggles previous kids do. And you guys are not the same group of kids I've had before. This year has been one of my best years of teaching ever. In 26 years, I have enjoyed myself in the classroom more than I have ever before, including this class at times. I will give you guys credit. You have driven me nuts. But at the same time, I've also seen a lot of growth in this class, from where you guys were at the beginning of the year to now, to the personalities that you guys were in that first week to the personalities you are now. It gives me hope. When I talk about Camp Tecumseh, and some of my best counselors were kids that had issues in 7th grade, that would apply here also. There are a lot of you in here who would be really good Camp Tecumseh counselors, because the best counselors are not the kids who are always great. They're the kids who come from struggle, because I need you to connect to my kids with struggle. But here's my worry. With you guys being one of my best years, I have really high hopes for you guys. As in, I don't know how aware you are of the world around you, but there are some really awful people in the world. There are some really awful adults that are out there. And when you guys embrace not reading, when you guys get excited about being dumb, when you guys actively turn away from learning, that's what scares me. Because I honestly don't think I have seen a group of kids who have as much potential as you guys to change the world. In all of my years of teaching, if you guys, this class, this group of kids decides to do something positive, I think you guys change the world. But if you continue to be avoidant of reading and learning, you are going to let other people define who you are. When you embrace being dumb, when you don't embrace learning, you will let adults define you. You will let adults tell you who you should be. And I don't want that. Adults are not solving this problem in the world. Adults are not making the world better. You guys are going to make the world better. But that only happens if you guys figure out who you want to be. And as an adult right now looking at you, that's what scares me. I don't know what path is in front of you. You guys either change the world or you burn it down. And I don't know which way you're going to go, and it's up to you. I really, really hope that you guys are strong enough as a group to rise up above it. I don't know if you will be, but I absolutely hope that you will be. Part of that is being able to overcome struggles that are in your life. And some of you have a lot of struggles in your life.
It's Matthew.
What? He's
I wasn't laughing. You
You
were.
keep making me giggly.
I know. It's one of the things, so it's as I sit here and watch it, like, a lot of this conversation would be aimed at the two of you guys, and you seem to be the two paying attention the least at times, which, not to attack you, and not trying to call you out, but it's a thing that throughout this entire year I've noticed, is that you guys are on the edge of being leaders in this class.
I'm a leader.
But part of being a leader is not having to say, you're a leader.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Part of being a leader is leading. And that's partly what you guys have to realize, is
I'm
that
a leader.
you are. Both you and Gio are leaders. And that's the problem. You're not leaders for good, though.
Oh.
That's what scares me.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it should be. Because the two of you could absolutely be class leaders. Do you guys realize how charismatic and outgoing you guys are? And the fact that I see kids pay attention to you. I see kids follow you. And you have power that you don't use. That's what frustrates me. I see that with a number of kids in this class, that you guys could step up and lead, and yet you choose not to. That almost any year, I could take one of you guys and throw you into one of my other years of teaching, and you'd be a top student. With your behavior, with your grades, with your knowledge now, you would be a top student in my other years. And I'm not kidding. But this year, surrounded by the people you are, it's a bit more of a struggle.
I'm the king of the world.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, let me go this direction with it. So, okay. Here's what I want to leave you guys with.
Jill, sit down.
I want you guys to take control of your lives. I want you guys to figure out who you're going to be and embrace it. So one of those things would be, think about when a teacher...
He made me laugh.
Are you just not even gonna try to
He's a stripper. I did not say that.
Yes, you did. I heard you.
No, I didn't. You said.
I said soccer player.
No, he didn't. You did not say that.
Yeah, when he said soccer player, and then Matthew went stripper.
I know. Again, I hear it all. It's not a matter of me not hearing it. It is a matter of you guys making those choices. So, all right. To simplify it down, when a teacher enters the room, we'll use this to make it easy. There are 3 different reactions you guys can have when a teacher enters the room. 1, you could be excited. You're happy this teacher's there because you are looking forward to whatever that class is going to be, and you are happy about it. You have a positive reaction to that teacher's existence. The opposite being negative. Teacher comes in and you are upset and you don't want that to happen because you don't like the class, you don't like the teacher, and you're upset about it. Negativity. There is also a third option, which is not noticing, not caring, that neutral. Teacher walks in and you're like, don't really hate the teacher, don't really like the teacher, we're going to get through it, and it's not really one way or the other. So that applies to not just teachers.
What?
Yeah. Say that. This is stupid.
He wants it gone for the whole entire summer.
Yeah, I want some of you gone for the whole summer too.
No, I just want some ice cream, dude. Deal starts it all.
I just want some ice cream, dude.
Why are you laughing?
It's not funny.
So this, by the way, would be that leadership thing we talked about. So just that right there, those of you who talk, that is a chance to be a leader. A leader is not always that kid who's smart. The kid is the leader who is not distracted. The kid is the leader doing the thing they're supposed to do. That's also what a leader is. But a leader can also be a leader in a negative way. When you talk out loud in class and every other kid joins in with you, that's also being a leader. When you do that distracting thing in class and every kid joins in with you, that's being a leader. It's not being a positive leader, but a leader means you do a thing and other people follow along with you. Which goes to when that teacher enters the room and those 3 reactions. That applies to you also. Do you realize people have a reaction when you walk into the room? When you walk in, do other kids get happy about seeing you? Or do other kids get depressed because you're in the room?
No.
Yeah.
Same thing for a teacher.
Yo, Jim.
You guys don't like me? No, we don't.
So,
Shut
just
up,
as a quick
Kelly.
thing to go back to,
I'm sorry, Gio.
remember the conversation we had about holding you guys responsible for your choices?
Okay, thank you.
What did you guys give me at the beginning of the class?
Their phones.
You do realize I was serious, right? So, like, those phones don't go back to you till tomorrow. Because that was the choice. I'm not including everybody. I'm including those kids I'm trying to get to be leaders. That was the whole point. You make a choice. You made a choice. You asked me to trust you. I trusted you. You broke trust. So now there is a drawback to you breaking trust. That's what goes along with it. So,
I gotta text my mom.
yeah.
Oh my god, because seriously.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll do the same shit she gave me.
Yeah, when you get it done, I'll give you back your phone. Hi, Matthew.
Who do you think is the worst student, me or Gio? Be honest.
Gio. No, it's not me.
Who do you think is the worst student?
One, that's not a question I answer. Because one, it's negativity. I don't like negativity. The issue is, you can control your reactions better, but you choose not to. Gio fights his ADHD and can't control it, and you constantly try to spark him, even when he tries to be good. You get amusement after watching him react. So you get the joy of watching him do a thing, even when he tries to be good. So which is worse, the kid who does the thing, or the kid who could control it, but chooses to get him to do it?
Control. Well, I don't control him. He does it by himself.
Oh, I agree. And you are well aware of the struggles he has, and you try to get him to do it. So that's where that issue comes in.
Stop throwing the G's, bro.
Wait, no, I didn't vote that.
End the conversation.
Gio, you're so stupid.
So, here is where some of you are realizing that when you walk into a room, it's not the positive feeling. You have control over how people react to you when you come in.
No one cares.
Those of you who were in my room this year who were not the ones that I had to move and yell at, I appreciate it. And I don't just mean those two now. I mean throughout the course of this year. We have had outspoken vocal people, and I have had my quiet people in the back. And realize that whatever relationship you think I and you have, it is most likely better than what you think. And the fact that I think higher of you than you probably think I think of you. I see the positive in kids, even when those kids don't always deserve the positive in themselves. I try. The reason I tell you this is, after today, if you never want to see me again, you never have to. For some of you, today is the last day we ever interact.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Those of you who want to see me, you're more than welcome to. I will be a part of your life for as long as you want me to be a part of your life. If you choose to come back and talk to me next year, I'm happy to. Whether that be in person, email, whether it be social media,
Facebook?
if you reach out, I will absolutely reach back out to you.
Shut up.
And then also realize, I'm not disagreeing with
Oh my
you.
gosh.
You chose to have him sit next to you. Part of the drawback is we are judged by our friends and those people around us.
Just because the whole garden is